What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Game has finished. Manchester City 0, Tottenham 1. Well, Tottenham 1, Manchester City 0.
Come on,
and it's the first time we've been in a top 16 this season.
Oh, man.
Unbelievable.
The heavens have opened up and answered our prayers.
And I really get the sense getting from that performance, and I think it's going to be a game that really kickstarts our season. I didn't see the majority of the second half, to be honest, because we're at a family event today, and the laws didn't let us watch the game. But
Mazel tov to Raf on his
exactly, mazel tov to Raf. But I thought in the first half, Man City really didn't threaten us too much. I thought we dealt with everything that came our way, looked a real big threat on the counter-attack. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg was putting his best display in a very, very, very long, well, not a very long time, but since the World Cup comeback, that's for sure. Putting his best display. Man of the match performance from Sky Sports. He was the one that pressured Man City's defence into us getting our first goal, as well with Bentancur as well. So I think the first half, I was really happy with the way things were going, and I believe it was much the same in the second half, really.
Yeah, it was interesting, I thought, because at the start of the game, I thought for the first 10-15 minutes, I wouldn't say we were terrible, but we couldn't get a pass together. We couldn't get a transition going. I thought Man City had us camped in our own half, and it looked like it was only a matter of time before they were going to create an opportunity. And all of a sudden, it's like we picked our moment to have those pressing moments. And as soon as we did it, we were looking really threatening. And then obviously the goal came from a really high press, just like it did at the Etihad. Pretty much it's a very similar thing. Rodri plays a blind pass behind the corner, we win it, and then we go on and score. Harry Kane obviously going on to become Tottenham's highest ever goal scorer in Tottenham history.
Although Sean Butler gave a bit of a dispute this morning, apparently it's not.
No, well,
they gave it anyway.
He's the top, he's bar none, the top ever Tottenham Hotspur goal scorer, which is an incredible achievement, and it means he goes down in Tottenham history, whatever happens now, if he didn't before. But and I thought from that moment, from the goal onwards, then all of a sudden we looked a lot sharper, we looked a lot more progressive with our passing. Our passing was a lot more accurate, and we're actually able to get some transitions going, to actually attack them. And actually, it's actually quite frustrating that we only scored one goal in a way, because we had a lot of counter-attacks where we screwed them a lot, we screwed up a lot, and actually we put ourselves in a lot of promising positions which we should have done a lot more with. But defensively, we were on point. Emerson completely pocketed Grealish for 90 minutes. Absolutely brilliant.
Another good performance against Man City.
Everyone's going, oh, Emerson, why do people... everyone's saying, oh, the haters got to be quiet and stuff. I've never complained about Emerson in these kind of games. And these kind of... Obviously today, Emerson's been amazing, like better than usual. But in these kind of games, he's usually good. He's fine.
Yeah, we say it time and time again. We don't mind Emerson in these kind of games. It's the games when we're asked to dominate the possession. Yeah. We're the ones to take the ascendancy and attack the other team.
And where was Emerson Paul today? When he got into the final third, he didn't really do much.
Although I thought he played a really nice pass into Harry Kane from quite deep in the first half.
I can't remember it, but I do remember a number of times he did some good dribbling, took someone on, and then had nothing to follow up on, and that is why Emerson lets him down. But when it comes to his defensive ability, his aggression from right wing back, I thought he was on point, and I think usually he is. That's not usually where he lets us down. Usually he lets us down with his quality on the ball, and he didn't have to use that as much as usual today. So I think he put in a great performance.
Yeah, and like I said before, Pierre putting his best performance in for a while. And he was everywhere in the midfield today. He was everywhere, especially in that first half. He was just overloading those Man City midfielders. They didn't really know how to deal with him at times. He kept nicking the ball back, driving us forward. Such a strong display from him. And it's what we've been calling for a while now, because since the World Cup, he just hasn't got to grips with things. But just on what you were saying before, I just got a sense that every time we went forward, it looked like we were going forward with a purpose, and it looked like something was going to happen. It wasn't like previous weeks where you're going forward and it's like, oh, it's going to break down. You actually thought something was going to happen at each and every one of our attacks, especially in that first half.
Yeah, sorry. You got to run. I thought in our attacking phases we were counter-attacking really impressively, and we're getting into really good positions. I just thought once we got into the final third, in and around the penalty area, the last pass or the last effort was usually lacking a bit, and that was a bit frustrating, especially Sonny. I thought Sonny, again, many times he got into really good positions and either picked the wrong option or his finishing wasn't convincing.
And it was weird with Sonny because in the first 15 minutes, he went on a really nice run, beat a few players, and I was like, all right, Son looks on it today. and then it just didn't materialise like that.
I think Son, from a point of view of like getting in the right positions, he did really good, and
It's the quality on the ball, isn't
and
it?
he was breaking in the lines and that. But that's not usually what we worry about with Son. It's not the quality on the ball. It's maybe his ability to hold it up and his ability to hold people off. And that wasn't really his problem today. His problem was getting in the final third and picking the right decision, and that was annoying. Kulusevski and Kane were linking up really well. I thought they both had really strong showings, especially Kane.
Kulusevski was brilliant, I thought, today. Every time we looked to break on them, and it was him getting the ball out and really pushing them on and pushing us forward today. I thought Kulusevski was brilliant.
Yeah, and of all the shit we've given our back line, to be fair, they stood up strong today. Haaland, I can't remember a single chance he had. We really kept him at arm's length. Mahrez and Grealish were threatening to cause issues, but we dealt with him. Perisic was so much better defensively today than he was out of the Etihad. There was night and day. Obviously, Emerson, we said. Romero had a strong game, but then obviously his aggression told, and he got himself sent off.
Yeah, but you could tell there was a clear plan, especially from early on, where Romero, I think he told Romero specifically just to stick on Haaland, make sure Haaland doesn't get anything. Because I noticed a couple of times, every time Haaland got the ball, wherever it was on the pitch, Romero would just be there and be aggressively on him. So I think it was a good tactic. Ultimately, it got him sent off though.
Yeah, it was that red card a long time coming. You could probably argue it's his first red card in the Premier League.
In the Premier League, yeah.
His first red card in the Premier League.
Yeah, because obviously he got sent off in his debut, didn't he, in the Europa League, Conference League, yeah.
But yeah, it's surprising it's his first, considering how many cards he does pick up.
It's definitely not his first deserved red card. He's deserved to get sent off quite a few times.
Yeah, look, Grealish obviously got past him, he got sent off. But to be fair to the rest of the back line, look, Dyer, Davis Romero as well, but like they all really had this. Hugo looks solid today, apart from late in the game, Rodri beat him to a header, but luckily nothing came of it. But he was holding on to things, wasn't spilling anything. Any save he had to make, he was good. So today,
would you say it deserved 3 points today?
Yeah, 100%. I think we deserved the win. I think we defended impressively. I think we attacked much better than Man City. I think the game plan worked to perfection. Even Conte wasn't on the touchline, but everyone knew their job, and that was really good. Stellini had them drilled correctly, and I think we attacked with intent and we created opportunities. Maybe not enough clear-cut chances, although we did create a few. We maybe could have created more, but defensively we restricted City, and that was the plan, and I think it worked.
In the first half, I got the sense of like, I was thinking to myself, and I said, I'm actually watching a proper Conte team here in a big game, because I'm seeing us being defensively solid. Whenever we go forward, we look threatening. And it looked like we were the better side in the first half, judging by how defensively solid. Man City couldn't hurt us one bit, apart from Mahrez hitting the post in that right at the end of that first half. Yeah. Apart from that, we stood strong to everything that they threw at us. And every time we caught them on the counter, we looked strong and we looked like we were going to do something. It was like a Conte performance in that first half.
Yeah, and Lloris barely didn't have too many like amazing saves. He was busy, but he didn't have too many like things like, oh my god, can't believe he kept out or anything like that. Like most of the opportunities from City came from long range or from difficult opportunities. So I think that goes to show how well we defended. That was even without obviously the new signing Porro, who was on the bench on the substitute this game. Obviously everyone was hoping he'd come on and or start in this game, but he was apparently, according to Ali Gold, a bit ill going into the game. So look, Emerson played really well. He's probably going to keep his place now, I'm assuming, for the Leicester game. But Porro will show his worth in different games.
I'd prefer to see Porro against Leicester, to be fair, because it's a game that we're going to have a lot of space to attack in. So I think it's a perfect game for Porro, to be honest, Leicester game.
But look, when it comes to top four, 1 point behind Newcastle now, 3 points behind, 3 points behind third, 6 points behind second. So like even that isn't within our sights.
And in our next 9 games, I think it is, we've only got Chelsea to play in the top 6. So it's time for us to go on a really big run.
With the Champions League there as well.
Yeah, but I think this result now can really turn our season, like the Man City game potentially did last season.
Should give the defence confidence, because we've really been lacking. We needed that clean sheet.
And with Porro to come in as well, Danjuma off the bench. You look at the bench today and you're all of a sudden seeing options that can come on and change a game. Richarlison, Moura, Porro,
4 clean sheets in the past 5? Something like that?
Preston, Fulham, today.
Palace.
And
then Arsenal we conceded, that was it.
Man City as well.
Man City, okay, so 4 out of 6 clean sheets. Pretty, we're getting better though.
No, definitely getting better, and it feels like since they had that meeting after the Man City game, I don't think we've conceded a goal.
Yeah, things are turning. So look, very happy, really impressed with the win. So look, hopefully this can be a springboard for us and to give us confidence against the better sides. And look, we've got new signings as well. Danjuma and Richarlison. We didn't even make any subs up front as well, because obviously Romero got sent off. So Danjuma and Richarlison as well to integrate.
Yeah, Sanchez came on today.
Expect victim start against Leicester, but extremely happy with the result.
I really
on
think
to the next one.
I really think this is a turning point in our season. I really, really believe it, and I think we're getting top 4 this year. So
Praying.
like, subscribe, and comment. And as always,
Come on, you Spurs.